Just for you, not going to go back to a new regular show review. And if you're audience last one, go and check it out. And we're back with the next 3 episodes of season 4 of regular show. And we start with the first one, which is another good one, and it starts with Mordecai and Rigby eating, and Benson having to do the dishes, and Pops is just looking at Benson coming over to Muscle Man and High Five Ghost and getting some drinks, but yeah, they're just pouring it on themselves. And then, yeah, Pops was trying to do something, get Benson to come with him, but yeah, he's just doing some stuff in his office. And then when he's driving home, he just passes by Pops and the gang. And then, yeah, the next day, he's saying that the usual stuff, them having to do the usual stuff when it comes to the chores, and Pops tells them to come with him behind his bush. And yeah, they're actually going to have to decide to get Benson a present for tomorrow, for it being his 10 years of his employment at the park, of him being at the park. So they're having to think of an idea of some gifts. And yeah, Rigby actually says, what about a coffee mug that says world's best boss? And they're actually thinking it's a good idea. But then he's like, oh, like he wasn't meaning that literally. He was trying to do that like a joke because he's not far from being the best boss. And yeah, they go to the mall and see this mug area, and yeah, of course we get this funny thing with Muscle Man and this coffee mug that looks like a butt. And yeah, apparently they don't have any mugs in that stand, so they're having to split up and look different areas to try to find different mugs. And yeah, it's just not working out for everybody. And they find one last store to see if it has a mug. And apparently they do have one mug left, but this guy wants the mug too. And yeah, they're having to fight it out for it. And yeah, really, they just fight it out for this mug, and it's ridiculous too. And they end up breaking it as well and try to glue it back together. And yeah, it doesn't end up working. And yeah, they end up finding one online from this very funny video that I would just say. Yeah, this funny video of just showing different bosses as well, and the world's best boss. And yeah, they order it, which they're waiting for it, and they get it signed, and they leave this big package. Like, yeah, it's supposed to be a small cup. Like, what the world? Why would you leave a big box out? But then Pops gets punched in the face by this guy that is world's best boss. And yeah, they're having to huddle up to actually get the coffee mug from him. And then these other guys come, these trucks come, and some of his employees come. And yeah, they fight it out. We see them fighting to try to get the mug. And yeah, it's just not going well for all of them. And even getting Muscle Man's tie shredded too. And yeah, Benson is wondering what in the world is going on, and telling to call off his guys. And yeah, they're just wondering of why did Wanye get me a mug, and saying that he's far from the worst boss. But everybody is saying of how they think that he's the best boss. And yeah, trying to tell him to call off his guys, but of course they're not doing so. Which yeah, he joins in and fights and beats up help his friends beat up those other guys in a real cool fight, and hit that guy into the car, which explodes or gets disintegrated. And yeah, Benson thanking them and then telling them to clean up this mess or you're fired. Yeah, of course. Then we go to the second one of the 3 of this review. And yeah, it's another good one, which starts with Muscle Man in his car dancing, rocking to some music, and goes to Starla, which they're going to be going out, and she sees that he's wearing mismatched shoes, but he can't be able to see it because, yeah, he's been gaining some weight. And Starla actually tells Muscle Man on actually starting a diet. And yeah, she would do it too with him. And yeah, Mordecai, Rigby, and High Five Ghost are watching this movie. And Muscle Man coming over to them and saying that he needs their help, and for him to eat all his favorite foods one last time before he goes on the diet. And yeah, they agreed to help him and have this map of different restaurant locations. And yeah, Mordecai having to stall for Muscle Man when Starla calls while they're just digging in his fridge. And yeah, we just see him montage of them just eating at all these different places while Mordecai is stalling Starla, and they make it to the last place eventually, which is this Hot Buns. Yeah, that name, Hot Buns. I don't know why. It's just funny. Which, yeah, of course, he can't get a hot dog because the guy says that they're having to save all their hot dogs for this hot dog eating contest, which he then signs up. And then we see deaths. Yeah, we see the Grim Reaper return. And we see a flashback remembering from, when they had to save Muscle Man from death if, when they were babysitting Death's son. And him mentioning a hot dog eating contest, and Muscle Man would die by doing that. And yeah, that goes present here, and even shows the real entries. And of course, yeah, him threatening to take Muscle Man's soul. And yeah, Rigby just making fun with death, which is pretty good. And yeah, even puts his own name in. And yeah, just telling him, see him on the hot dog eating contest. And yeah, they're eating, and Muscle Man is just not being able to do it. And yeah, Death is just going all so powerful. And yeah, Starla is with her mom, and she's trying to call for Muscle Man. And yeah, Muscle Man is telling Starla that he is sorry for lying to her and how he's been eating a hot dog doing a hot dog eating contest. And then all these hot dogs just formed this tornado. And yeah, Starla comes over to Muscle Man, and yeah, a very sweet moment, we could just say, for sure. It just shows how good these couples are. And yeah, when they're kissing, they're like all disgusted, even doing it towards Death. And yeah, Rigby is even, are people even allowed to see that? And yeah, Death is even getting a little wheezy. And yeah, he gets disqualified. And yeah, even shows this T-shirt for him before he leaves. And Muscle Man thanking Starla. And yeah, they say Mordecai and Rigby are like, are we gonna tell him that there's a hot dog in his pocket? And he's like, he'll figure it out. Yeah, another good one. And now we are on the third episode of the review. And yeah, it's another good one. And it starts with Mordecai and Rigby sleeping, and Muscle Man just coming out of nowhere in the room and punching Mordecai in the face, and punching Rigby as well. And they're trying to get him to stop. And yeah, the next morning, Benson sees that this ramp is not put up, and Muscle Man is saying that he doesn't know why he was punching them. And yeah, everybody is having a complaint about, yeah, his punching in his sleep, fighting in his sleep. And yeah, Benson is not being helpful, saying that, whoa, wait, this is a you problem, not me. But then that night, when Benson is asleep, Muscle Man comes into his apartment and punches him in the face. And he's like, okay, this is a park problem. And yeah, even saying that Thomas lost a tooth. And he's like, and how does he even know where I live? And yeah, this is clearly a problem. And yeah, they even tie up Muscle Man to his bed and have all these cameras, and they're going to try to figure out what's causing this night terrors. And yeah, even watching him from this RV and having Rigby in this suit. And yeah, when he's asleep, they're just having fun outside while they're waiting. Everybody is monitoring, watching Muscle Man, and then eventually he starts having these, like, he starts fighting and gets out and just throwing stuff in his sleep and even coming towards them, which they even leave Rigby outside, and that suit does not help, and he gets beaten up. And yeah, of course, they're just not knowing what to do. And yeah, Muscle Man is saying that he is leaving them, so they won't hurt, so he won't hurt any of them. But of course, they're trying to say that he can't leave because they just gotten started. And then yeah, High Five goes showing this funny clip, which is this ostrich, and yeah, they're laughing, and he's like, "Okay, that was funny, but here's what I found." And yeah, we see these weird things surrounding him from one of the monitors, and they zoom it in, and very creepy looking creatures. And apparently, Muscle Man knows what these creatures are. And yeah, when he was watching this baby of Starla's sister's baby at Starla's sister's house, while Starla and her sister were going out to, he saw this show with these creepy little creatures, and yeah, hugging people as well, just hugging people. And he changed the channel, and the baby started crying, and yeah, it's just, he's like, he just does not get it. And yeah, apparently he watched all 8 seasons of that show, and yeah, it pretty much traumatized him. And yeah, they found this dream, or they got this dream catcher, and yeah, we see Muscle Man getting sucked in and inside the dream, and we see those creepy things coming at him and hugging him. And yeah, their dream catcher is working, but there's too many of them, and they start to come out, and yeah, starting to chase after them, and they're having to fight them back and use these dream catcher weapons as well to get them out. And after all of this fighting, there's a huge one, which they use this dream catcher and tie it to the tie it on the bottom of this van. And yeah, they managed to catch it. And yeah, they're all, our Muscle Man thanks them all for helping them. But yeah, a really good episode. I would can say very good episodes in this review. But yeah, I'd like to know what y'all think. Catch you next one.